Hello and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Terra Invicta as Humanity First. This is the beginning of another stream, so we're gonna decide how I want to play this stream out. Progress-wise, we're out in basically repeatable tech range. The only non-repeatable we're working on is antimatter propulsion. I'm basically going to provide the minimum here and focus mostly on our own projects. I might try to do a little bit of weight shifting around to push towards more important ones on our own projects, but basically the repeatables are just going to minimally push forward. Which at the moment is actually predicting that we are going to lose control and not be able to pick two of them. Although we picked space science and life science. Space is more mines, so we basically going to want to keep doing space over and over and over again. Although, when a space finishes, you can't immediately repick space. So them getting to pick the replacement to space is fine, because, well, the thing we would pick would be space, and that wouldn't be an option anyway, so. Same sort of thing with life. Life is a little bit less interesting to constantly pick, but life is 6 more months of council life. So we don't have to cycle through the counselors quite so much near the end here. Social science is one thing we might want to do if we're trying to consolidate the Earth more. It's only one claim, which by itself really isn't enough to do. You can already, if you do the right text, you can already get 7 mega nations basically operating on the entire world. And it's probably better than trying to social science yourself into one super mega nation. So we wouldn't really want to do social science. Military, again, if everything goes according to plan, we're not fighting on Earth. So maximum military tech for all human nations is kind of moot. So really it's space, it's life, future tech, info science. All of our counselors are actually pretty close to endgame, although if any of them die, this will be somewhat useful. Energy is investment points, materials is exotics, scaled with the number of nanofactories constructed. I don't necessarily have a lot of nanofactories in this run, so this isn't super powerful. We don't really need the exotics very much. So really, there's the 4 that we're kind of mostly going to focus on. The 4 or 5 is what we're going to most on. We're going to probably provide military, probably provide social science. But if the AI decides we are doing that because they've taken the choice, then they do them. Do I have ships under construction, or are they built? I think they're built. We might do a little bit of destruction, if that's the case, because we've got the newfangled... is this the newfangled fleet? This is the newfangled fleet. So these are Block 2 class Titans, Infernal Block 2s. The Infernal portion is just the in-game R naming of it. We got double plasma batteries on these. We got an ultraviolet phaser cannon. Basically, these should be able to fight everything. Maybe not super outnumbered. We may be in a situation where, especially some of the fights nearer to their home planet, will we need to go up from 10 to 20 of these. But 10 of these will basically be able to fight everything in manual combat with some minor damage. Partially because of those large laser engines on them to give them very high penetration. And then these have 27.1 KPS, meaning, okay, they're going to struggle to do much more than to go in our system right now. But we should be able to upgrade these when we get to get far enough in the tech tree with the antimatter drives. Or not the antimatter, the fusion drives. Find the fusion drives. Is that the line we're thinking of? This is the line we're thinking of, yeah. So we're working towards this, which means we need this tech, which is follow-up to this tech, which is the follow-up to the one we just last did. As soon as this one's discovered, we put this one in. As soon as that one's done, the next one's discovered, we put that one in. We do Protium Nova Torch. The ships we currently have can be upgraded Protium Nova Torch, and there we go. We got a ship that can basically go everywhere in the solar system, I suspect. With a little bit of light touching, I think it can basically go everywhere in the solar system. It might not be the fastest going there. The fastest would be the Protium Converter Torch, but Protium Converter Torch is going to require the last power plant. And the 6th one. And our ships can't be upgraded, those will have to all be new build ships. But I think we can work with that. That's not too much of a burden. Current ships, how expensive are they each? The new Titans. Infernal Block 2s. 800 each? Yeah, so a batch of 10 of these would be about 800 or 8K, a little over 8K. So we're looking at every 2 years. That's a little slow. We're going to probably want to look at acquiring more resources. Currently, we got these guys stationed at Mars. So one option to pick up more resources is to take over more of Mars. But taking a quick look at Mars, it's us and the Resistance. I would like to still keep the Resistance reasonably powerful. So we'll probably leave them alone. They're even in tolerance with us. So they broke the non-aggression pact. I'm not actually quite sure how this would work. Maybe we're actually able to get back into non-aggression pact with them, but because we picked up their final tech, that broke. But yeah, if we're tolerant of them, let's not poke that bear. We got other problems. So that means there's nothing to pick up at Mars. I think we have everything at Mercury already. Yeah, we have everything at Mercury. There's maybe a couple stations we're missing. Yeah, a couple stations we're missing. We can go take those over if we want to do later. Venus, we're not desperate enough for more space to take Venus over. There's no tier 3 stuff there. So, victory-wise, I do need to get rid of this station in Earth, and then we want to basically start working our way out through the asteroid belt. So, looking at these guys, can I get these guys to reposition to Earth system? Partially also so we can take over stuff off the moon. 9 sites on the moon. One of the sites on the moon we got to clear. We got to clear Shackleton Crater. And by process of elimination, simply denying all the slots to them is probably the way to do it, is work our way out, taking all the semi-valuable stuff that pays itself back on planetary bodies. Partially because it's also easier to keep the aliens from blowing them up, because you can fortify them and stuff. Okay, so based on that, we know we want to go to Earth with these guys. Okay, it's a bit slow. It's slow is how I'm going to describe it. But yeah, we're going to make the burn over to Earth. I might regret this later, but these guys are still in transit when we pick up the final tech, but we'll do that. On Earth, we've got the EU, we've got Eurasian Union. I think the last thing that was standing in the way of merging these two together is done. We're now waiting literally on a cooldown. So when 28th of July, we'll be able to push these two together. And then we can, well, at that point, we're going to be wanting to get the sustainability up. Yeah. And then we got the kill fight, which we want to expand. I think we were in the process of expanding it. So we're working to getting into Syria, to get into Lebanon. At which point we'll probably split those both up and push them into the Caliphites Federation. And basically expand the Caliphate Federation to include most of North Africa. Israel and Iran will have to invade, but with the combined armies of the EU, the Eurasian Union, the Caliphate, that should be an easy invasion, as long as we've taken over the nuclear launch code buttons from Iran before we do the invasion so we don't get nuked. And with that, I think we can also do the middle, the rest of this area over here, I think, can go into it as well. I'm not sure if India can go into the Caliphate, but we'll figure that out. But yeah, we're going to basically put together the two supranations here. Then probably move into African Union. Probably do the African Union militarily at this point. And then we'll have 3 supranations, at which point we'll probably bounce back to China. Hopefully China at that point will be stable enough from the welfare to start expanding. Yeah, I think that's where we stand.
Ready for my mission.
And then we'll go through our counselors quickly. Org-wise, we're pretty much ignoring orgs. Every once in a while, I take a look to see if there's a decent mining org, or if we've cleared enough space from counselors hitting like maximum stats to afford taking orgs off to put a mining org or something on. So you can see here we're like 25 and everything for science and security. This person is literally maxed. His max on persuasion is 24, his max on admin is 24, has 25 and everything else. And at this point, no, the orcs that he has on him, we don't want to take off, right? We don't want to take CIA off, we don't want to take this one off, don't want to take that one off. So he's maxed. Done, completely. Saving up basically for wealthy trait. I don't even know if there's anything after wealthy. And it wouldn't be a problem if there was. Getting pretty close to max here, everything but security. Although, not at the point where we're saving up for stuff, although Unifier wouldn't be too bad. Unifier streetwise. Probably actually save it for Untouchable next. It's a bit of an expensive save up, but it's not too bad. Your persuasion is capped to 23. We're still working on investigate 23 of 25, and then it'll be on science. And then you probably have something like Untouchable. Nope. We got probably work a little bit on getting that security up as well, but yeah, pretty close to done there. Are you my new one? You are the new one. So this is the new one. This is the youngling. Not very skilled. So this is where the life science repeatable will probably be the strongest, providing 5 XP to this person every time. So yeah, let's confirm assignments. Let's have some time pass 10 minutes into the first video of the stream. We're waiting for nobles to pile up. We're waiting for text to be researched. Because yeah, the thing holding us back from just sort of rolling across the stars is a shortage of nobles to produce the ships.
My expertise.
So we can hold everything as we drive people out of them. Which is the other reason I'm not running a lot of nanofabs, because at this point, nanofabs would be eating more nobles I don't have.
We've moved the needle.
Public opinion is moving in our direction. Crackdown complete.
Okay, so with that, we should be able to pick up what's left in Syria. Outbound probes hitting targets. This is the other reason we want to leave the resistance intact. This is a minor alienation that I don't really care about. I'd rather have the resistance kill it. Go forth, resistance. Glorious battle.
We're in control here.
And we're in control in Syria. Let's refocus Syria to more useful endeavors. Yeah, Syria is not democratic enough, which is why we're going to kick Lebanon out of it. We're merging into the Gulf Union, because Gulf Union is democratic enough, but the other segments are not.
Ready for my mission.
So, next target, we're doing Crackdown. Yeah, a bit expensive with no public campaigning, but
Where to?
better than nothing. And we've got the influence
Terminating the
rate
opposition.
production, so I'm not actually that concerned about it. Direct investment. Actually, I'm probably close enough to the funding cap in the EU that I should not be doing this in the EU. Yeah. Russia, then. Spend 600. So influence there. Raise the rate that we're making income. Once I get over 100k, actually, when I get up to 200k, we'll spend like 100k with a direct investment on something else. Either, well, probably environment. Probably work to get the environment up in a bunch of these places, so it eats less of our economy around the world. And maybe welfare in China. Yeah, maybe welfare in China. Alright, assignments, let time pass.
Lending my expertise.
Oh, I forgot to go through my my stations. We'll do that as soon as this council action's over. I'm not sure if I need the automated cores anymore. Honestly, I think we're getting close to the end of the tech tree. Other than the one fusion drive line that we want to go up, I think we got the stuff we need. Ooh, that costs nobles upkeep. That didn't cost nobles upkeep. We'd probably be more interested in doing it. Work up the residential line. I don't think we need it. In fact, we probably don't want to use it. Although I would be more interested in getting more money, so I might spend some of this boost in Earth Orbit. Residential module, of course, is cheap and got done fairly quickly. We'll do the research university next.
Order
If I
is
needed more
returning.
science, the research university would be a really good way to get more science at this point.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
The controller's vulnerable now.
Resistance marshalling everyone to fight the alien administration. Here's the laser engine complete. The advanced laser engine. In fact, I should probably redesign the ships with that in mind. More welfare, environment, economy. Yeah. Work up that line. I'll probably swap that out for the power plant. The power plant pops.
We are in control now.
I think we're still in the portion of the line where it's 100% chance to pop. The last couple aren't 100% chance. Although we can encourage them to pop by doing the repeatables in the power line, so not that worried about it.
Targeting the opposition.
What's the
Ready to go. Targeting their key people.
We'll save it for untouchable on you. Honestly, we're gonna get command here up to 25, and then I'm gonna backfill espionage after that. Two for 6 is a little weak. Although 2 for 6 isn't too bad. Yeah, 2 for 6 isn't that bad. Got an open space on you. Although it's a space. Yeah, 2 for 6 is about what we've got. I think technically we can get up to 2 to 8 is the best. So that's about average, that's about what we'd want. How many open spaces do I have? Just the one. Just the one, that's why I don't have space for it. I could put you on the bench. Let's do that. Let's go to org management, pick you up, and put you on the bench. Most notably, that's an ongoing boost upkeep, although it's 4 boosts. At this point of the game, that's not much. Oh, I was going to go through the stations before we continued. So let's pop through our stations. Us. I don't care about the other guys' stations unless we're sending ships to kill them. So if we're thinking about it from nobles, you're noble capped. Well, actually, that is one place I could spend boost. That might pay itself back. Max admin tile. Let's pop in here. I can show a little bit better. The max admin complex provides a 10% modifier to money, influence, ops, science. Usually you don't care about those. You're better off getting those other ways. Water, metal, nobles, volatiles, and radioactives as well. So in the case of mines, it is a 10% buff to the mine output. And I believe that's a multiplicative buff. So I believe that's actually a 10% on this number here. This is the number with all the other multipliers applied to it. I believe it's a separate multiplier of 10%. So that would be here, that would be another 11 nobles. It does cost half a noble upkeep, and it does cost 12 boost a month. And the 12 boost a month is really the expensive bit. But here, that might be fine. That might be worth it. Especially because I got the boost. I was thinking about the other alternative isn't going to be visible here. Let me pop over to someplace else so I can show it. Of course, I have this order by nobles right now, which is not going to work. Oh, most of my orbital infrastructure is expensive. What's going on here? Okay. Influence? Low Earth orbit will work. Pop into low Earth orbit, that'll show us what we want. Or at least what we want to show. This media center looks like it makes money until you realize of where the money and support cost is. So it gives you 10 money, but it costs 100 money. Technically, that 10 money is being multiplied by the admin complex, but that's complicated. So that's, well, really that's to get influence, if you're rolling that. Manufacturing complex is another way to make money, but once you do the math, if you want those space resources, it's a bad trade. It's like 50% conversion of space resources to money, versus if you were buying it straight from Earth. Now that's better than selling it to Earth. So if you don't need your space resources, nanofabs are good for that. But if we wanted to convert boost to other resources, we can convert boost to money with like the space resort or a space hospital. These are the other things I'd be considering building to use the boost, which are cheaper in boost and provide a lot of money. But right now, we're actually, again, right now I think the thing that was really stopping us from winning the game is we don't have enough nobles. So if we pop out to the list and sort by nobles, I think that... This was the one, yeah, it's 105 net, but it's 111 mine. I'm going to go ahead and build an admin complex here. It's going to eat like a third of our boost input right now. So we're going to build like 2 of these. So we're going to build one here. When that's done, that'll eat like a third of our boost. And then another place where it's probably worth doing 84. So this is only going to be like 8. It's weaker, a lot weaker. Probably still worth it. Especially because it's overrunning lab, which is not too useful at this point. And I'm going to need more power, so I'm going to have to upgrade. Although I don't need both the LDA and the battle station at this point, so we'll build over the top of the LDA, which will balance the power. There we go. And then boost-wise, that's all I can afford at the moment. Although we are getting more boost. We're going to progressively get more and more and more boost as time goes on. Although maybe I'm not investing a lot in boost right now. Right, we got a little investment in EU, and we got a pretty heavy investment in Singapore. Well, heavy by Singapore standards. Singapore is still fairly small. Although, it's outposting just short of 70 boost, giving it 70% of the output of the entire EU. So, pretty good. And that's what I was mainly planning on looking at, was did it make sense to spend boost production? Or maybe, actually I'll do another pass to make sure there isn't mines worth upgrading. Or maybe just upgrade some of the mines anyway.
Lending my expertise.
There might be some mines that aren't worth upgrading, but I'm going to upgrade anyway. Those are counselors that got arrested trying to attack our stuff.
Violence
just
is
didn't
abating.
bother to follow up with.
Public sentiment is increasingly
If us role-playing as the humanity first, we'd probably shoot them.
The people will come to our side. We have neutralized their key people.
The United States of America captures the alien capital. Hybrid armor? Yeah, we'll probably want that. It might be tempting to do frontal hybrid armor. Just to mitigate particle weapons.
Our people have taken control.
Okay, we got a first point. And I got all our points in Lamina. We don't have a space program there. Okay. Oh, that reminds me, I took over Japan. to do what I need to do with Russia. I still have control of Japan? I do. Funding environment. Yeah, that feels right for Japan for the moment. If we can postpone climate change getting worse, I think that's a good thing for us. Calcification! Our generation who has only known the world with aliens among us is now coming of age. They've never experienced the sense of wonder from gazing upon a tranquil firmament. Their sky is a place of politics, of conflict, of menace. On Earth, those who have assumed power in the new era have learned to maintain it as they always do, and it will be more difficult for our counselors to compel them to act. Our council missions will take longer to execute going forward. It's now up to a month. I think this is as bad as it gets. So, as far as our expansion goes via the peaceful methods of sending counselors to take stuff, we have hit about as bad as it's going to get. Policy-wise, do I need the executive control to kick you out? Do. Okay, so we need to wait there until I get the executive control, which is 102 days. The counselors don't need to be idle. I can just move them on to the next target on the list. Probably Sudan. Yeah, let's do Sudan next.
We're taking
Honestly, I don't even need to crack down Sudan.
Standing by.
To get it,
Cracking
I
down.
suspect. Working on the environment. Yeah, we want to max out the environment there in the Kayla fight. I'm going to get you up to 12 on knowledge, in which case we'll drop off knowledge. And yeah, you're stable enough for where you are before we enter the EU. Trying to get the inequality down here so we can get the cohesion up. We're full totalitarian, so ideally we want 10 cohesion. And it is improving, so that's good to see. So it's just getting the resting point up to 10 before we start trying to improve the democracy. Oh, I hit confirm, but I don't do that possible. Let's take a quick gander through our stations. So, Earth Shipyard, Mercury Shipyard, build up all the spots there. Low Earth 2. We could do something with that, although that would have to be power if we were to do something there, so that's probably haven't bothered. Fair enough. One of the mining, we did the admin tower. We got some open spaces here. This is the Energy Institute. Obviously, we're not gonna futz with that too much because the empty spaces on Earth probably want to be like space hospitals and stuff when we've got the boost. Just clicking through these to make sure we don't have unupgraded mines. Basically be seeing tier 3 mines everywhere, at least here in the tier 3 ones, because the bigger ones here are tier 3. And then this place isn't capped at tier 2. We have it at tier 2, and there's no reason to leave this one tier 2. So this is why we're clicking through. We'll upgrade the core. Again, this is maybe an argument that this is maybe not a place to upgrade the mine. We're going to upgrade the mine, but it maybe isn't a place worth upgrading the mine. This one is upgraded to the mine. The mine isn't upgraded here. So right now the mine is costing water and volatiles. If we upgraded it, presumably it would cost more. Yeah, more water and volatiles, but we can afford that. That's fine. The nobles here probably aren't. Before this mine is probably not worth upgrading. We're gonna upgrade it, but it's not worth upgrading. Okay, and that takes the labs offline, but that's fine. And then, yeah, we'll fill up the backfill the empty spaces here with quarters, just for the extra money and influence. Here we can upgrade the mine. Again, this is a water volatiles mine, so we don't really need to, but we're going to. Another water volatiles mine. We don't need to upgrade this, but we are going to. Refusing to talk at this point, so I'm just turning broken record. The same thing as the last one. Had no agri-complex here, did I? Upgrade-wise, it's definitely going to be worth having one. So we'll have the agri-complex, and then I forgot to... Quarters in the last couple, but quarters aren't super valuable. Oh, this one's going to need another power plant. Should be fusion, not solar farm. There we go. Another mine to upgrade. Farm. It's going to need a little more power, so the fusion reactor, and we'll do a bunch of quarters here. Or more money influence. Once again, another water volatile is mine. The exact same thing. And a bunch of those were actually a good source of our water and volatiles. We actually just ate up most of our income for water and volatiles in the short term for a long-term benefit. And we're still upgrading the core there. I probably do want to upgrade the core here. Into here. Oh no, here we can't upgrade the core. Well, there we would like to upgrade the core. We're just not allowed. That's as big as that moon gets. It's not as big as that place gets. This would mostly be for the radioactives we upgrade it. We might as well upgrade it. We'll be big in charge on the moon. And then we got a couple of orbitals, probably around various asteroids we colonize. They can all stay tier 1. Okay. Unpause, let time pass.
Lending my expertise.
Things are stabilizing.
As we get more of the world to
The people will come to
10
our side.
sustainability, we will need to invest less in environment to keep the world from having
We've
more global
moved the
climate
needle.
change. I think we're just on the
Target lost.
point where we can stop climate change from getting worse, as is. There is our next reactor. That's going to take over the fusion reactor array spot.
Our associates are now in charge.
Okay, we got our first point instant done. We were there before, so that's not super surprising. Oh, lost a point in Syria, so we're gonna have to take that one back.
Where to? Making our case.
Acknowledged. Applying pressure on their people.
Where do you need me? Removing our enemies.
Where to? Targeting their center of power.
Where to?
Yeah, let's have you stabilize the guerrilla warfare going on in Lebanon.
We'll make things safe.
Yeah, so we want the one after that one, ideally. Greater Caliphate I need for... North Africa, or is that... Oh, I think that's eastward. It's the eastward stuff. Because I know Cabal offhand. Cabal, quite a... Okay, yeah, that's the eastward production. That might be, because it includes Freetown, that might be India as well. Not sure how far the east the Caliphate goes at full size. Baka being a hostile claim is not a problem because it's going to be part of the Eurasian Union. And we're working until... is it May? July. So in July... Well, after July, we'll be able to push the two big EUs together, let's say. At which point I'll probably want to have a counselor sitting there turning, getting rid of some of the excess armies. Research university's done? Okay. Yeah, we'll do fusion outpost kit. Yeah, that's a quick one. With that done, let's do Pan-Asian Combine. We don't control India, so I don't need to expand India. Africa, this is actually North Africa. We don't... I might pick this up, but we don't need this because we're not going to expand Africa North, we're going to expand Caliphate West. Fusion outpost kits fairly quickly to build. Anti-macrophagon drive. Let's do urban armoring. Work on some material stuff. Oh, House of Islam is even more stuff for the Caliphate.
Order is returning.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
We have hurt them where it hurts.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
And again, we got ships flying. We're saving up nobles to build more ships. One thing I might be on the lookout for is where we can get more nobles. That's arguably that's one reason to go to Jupiter. So there's going to be more nobles at Jupiter.
We've removed some threats.
Oh, that's me back in control of Syria. Reminding me that every month we're going to get new orgs. So at this point, in comparison to the actual council actions, the orgs are going to refresh like every cycle. Although it might not be a full refreshment. Some will fall off, some new ones will come on, sort of thing. Nope, next is Rich. Rich is going to give him -1 persuasion in countries where the inequality is 4 or less, which is basically everywhere we want to control in the long run. But lots of money and a little bit of influence is never terrible. Probably worth paying the 1 influence or the 1 persuasion. And then you're saving up for untouchable. Your persuasion capped, right? Yeah. You're not investigate capped. Nope.
Standing
Take
by.
counselor actions out.
We're taking power.
I'm here. Turning up the heat.
Lending my expertise.
So we're now in June. So it's not this cycle, not next cycle, but the cycle after that we can push the 2 big ones together. Not that we need to free up control points or anything. Core is done. All the new cores are done. Command center, fusion farm, fusion reactor farm, yeah. Battle station, agriculture complex. I don't really need anything else up there, although we do have a bunch of empty space. We'll quit the solar farm, because why not? And then we'll build a bunch of quarters. Make use of the empty space. You can't expand, you can expand. So pop in here. We're gonna upgrade stuff we can upgrade. Except for the labs and full space in the quarters. There was a farm in there, right? Regular farm. And same here. Upgrade the mine. So yeah, there's a farm here. Oops, not an energy institute. I'll overwrite that in a moment. Quarter. This is one of the new builds. Put a bunch of quarters in the empty space here. Same here. Oops. We'll leave those material labs. Fine. A little bit of science isn't gonna hurt. I think everything might now be upgrading. Going from small to large. To check that status. Tier 3 space labs take up quite a bit of power, quite a bit of workforce. Okay, yeah, so I think all the mines are improving. A little bit tight on the water and volatiles until those mines complete, but we got a good stockpile, so I'm not concerned. And I know it's low because we're operating mines, not because it's low because we're using it. So it'll be even better when the mines are complete.
Violence is abating.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Public opinion is moving in our direction. We have neutralized their key people.
Now, did they do the 1-2 with the crackdown and the purge, or just the crackdown? Hard to tell until we get to the purge stage of the turn. Urban armoring's done. Follow up with hybrid armor.
Our people have taken control.
Okay, so it looks like they just did the crackdown. Purge should have gone off by now. Although they'll probably follow it up with the purge, so let's not assume they haven't necessarily. We can always come back around and do the other one on this next turn. Oh, funding's not showing up here because I've actually kept funding out the kit fight. More money! Up to 206 per day. Soon I will start direct investing in things that are not funding.
Reporting in. Terminating the opposition.
Reporting in. Applying pressure on their people.
Where to?
Where do you need me?
Standing by.
Standing by.
Okay, let's
Where
confirm
do you
silence,
need
let
me?
time pass.
Lending my expertise.
Wait, what? Someone is being mean because because it took the battle station offline on the base at the moon, so they can get to the moon and apparently have enough firepower to blow my stuff up. Well, that's mean. That mine was mostly there for radioactive, so it's a shame, but honestly, I didn't have the mining cap to operate that mine as well, so it wasn't the end of the world. Well, I had the cap to operate it at extra mission control, but it probably wasn't worth it. So I'm not gonna complain too much. It was just like, oh, that's what's going on.
Things are cooling off.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
We've moved the needle.
Their control is vulnerable now.
Okay, waiting for stuff to fly, waiting for nobles to pile up so I can get more battleships and, well, more titans under construction. Economic opportunity. No need to get involved? Nah, we're gonna encourage growth. More growth. Lost that point, it's done. We'll just roll around and take it up in the next cycle. Easy enough to do.
We're in control here.
Ready for my mission.
Standing by for orders. Heading to the capital.
Oh, I have executive control here as
Standing by
well,
for
so let's
orders.
use that.
On my way
Pop
to
you
the
out of the
capital.
Federation.
At your service. Targeting the opposition.
Ready for orders. Targeting their center of power.
Okay, let's confirm assignments. We're about to have a very different world. Because the EU and the Eurasian Union are about to become one.
Lending my expertise.
Resistance to gain control of the Great Bantu Free State. A violent revolution has overthrown the resistance in the Great Bantu Free State. That was a short brain.
Crackdown complete.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Mission complete.
Leave the Federation. Confirm. So now this Federation is no longer federated, so we can now federate them with the Caliphate. Yep, Lebanon and Syria are both options. Good to know.
Mission complete.
Unification, Eurasian Union. Here we go. So we got way more armies than we need there. And we just, like, merged a totalitarian state with a democratic state, so the democracy's a little low. Just a little low. And of course that tanked the suitability. So we'll need to fix that. Apparently completely tanked cohesion, which isn't great. Can I direct invest in Unity? Investing value is above 0. We can direct invest. Let's do a direct invest. Just picking up off of 0. Really? I invested 10 points in there and it didn't move it. Okay. Guess that's what I get for merging such a large nation. Okay. We need unity up. Need government up. Welfare probably wants to improve. Yeah, and we actually don't need very much in the economy, apparently. So what may happen, because we're at 0 cohesion here, is we'll actually have democracy drop, which isn't what we want.
Our associates are
Once
now
we
in
get it off of
charge.
0, which we did. So we're hoping it goes up, because every time he bounce off of 0, it drags down the government. So we need to get resting cohesion up real fast. Although that may actually be hard to do here. Max out welfare as well. Okay, so the moment drop, funding, drop boost. Need to fix the place first. There we go. So we now control one more mine without any penalties. Shame we lost that mine. Apparently we have controls. We get to pick the next one. Let's, actually, I don't need energy right now. Do info. I was about to go if I want to re-roll energy techs to get the next power plant and realized, wait, no, I have the current power plant, so I don't need to right now. Go look at that, the tech tree. Is the follow-up percentile? No. Follow-up to that percentile? No. Okay, so the drives are, so I may want to re-roll with space. But space is one on the chopping block for just getting re-rolled anyway. So no concerns there.
Ready. Removing our enemies.
At your service. Cracking down.
Reporting in. Heading to the capital.
Reporting in. On my way to the
Renew the
capital.
Federates, and then I might start doing the destruction of armies for the EU. 15 armies is more than we want. I'll probably keep all the ones with a navy. We'll just get rid of the ones that don't have a navy to save on costs. Give you more command. You finally have 25 espionage. Probably looking for persuasion on you. You legitimately are going to just save up for rich because I don't have anything better to do. You're saving it for untouchable because what we want is security, and untouchable is not a bad thing for security. It's a little overpriced. I could be investing directly in security. But... that was one of the earlier game fission drives we could have had that we didn't roll because we just completed the repeatable on science or on space science. It re-rolled and we got it on the second roll apparently.
The people will come to our side.
There's a bunch of mines coming online, so now we're really happy with water, really happy with volatiles, plenty of metal. Could do with more nobles because it's the bottleneck on everything we're building right now. I'm not going to do the hard math to figure out how much we're spending. I suspect we're making a decent amount of it, it's just that we're spending so much as well.
We have hurt them where it hurts.
And this is about as big as the EU is going to get. So as soon as we stabilize the EU, it's all sort of redirecting this to other useful applications. A little over 41.5 trillion GDP is pretty nice for a country.
Policy direction complete.
Okay, putting them on cooldown. As soon as that cooldown's done, we can push them into the Caliphate, make the Caliphate bigger.
Space is just like an endless cosmic oil field, waiting to be drained by whoever's smart enough and rich enough to get there first. Black gold is back, baby, back. Chairman Soren van Wyk, impromptu comments made to paparazzi outside a nightclub in Cape Town.
Okay, so there's antimatter propulsion, which is the last non-repeatable completed. Space is an option, so we can take space.
We are in control now.
Go. Let me set those right. Means I can put you on cooldown. So 13th of November, we'll be able to federate you. You're already off of cooldown, aren't you? Oh, I also need them off of executive cooldown. Consolidation, which is another 14 days. Probably late enough into the next cycle that I could federate them on the next cycle. It's obviously too late for this cycle already, but I don't think it is for next cycle.
Ready.
Okay, I'm gonna have to public campaign there first. Because I don't want to pay 500 and get a 3% chance. So we're gonna have to public campaign first. If we're gonna public campaign, we're gonna fix the EU first.
Heading to the capital.
Ready to go. On my way to the capital.
Ready for orders. Time to make our move.
Ready to go. Time to make our move.
Oh, regions with hostile claims. Okay, so we're gonna want to run maximum government unity until the hostile claims go away. So that minus 2.3 we need to get rid of, and government unity is the way to that. We want to get environment up. Might turn that down if we hit 10 if we haven't got rid of the hostile claims. And then welfare is another drag. Probably get that closer to 1. Get that like to 1.1 before we turn that down. But yeah, destroying the surplus armies in the EU, because we've got 15, and I think the 7 that we have got navies with is going to be a better use of our time. Better use of our limited resources.
Lending my expertise.
Okay, back to civilian fusion reactors until the next drive tech pops. Or next power plant tech pops. Long-range chemical rockets. We're going to actually want this because of the boost priority. There's the power plant tech we were looking for. 100k is reasonably expensive. In fact, it's expensive enough. I'm going to turn down the priority on hardened tab shelters to push towards it. I'm going to finish up Pan-Asian Combine. We're going to place that with the House of Islam, but we're going to turn it down when we get the House of Islam in that slot.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Like so. That speeds up inertial confinement fusion. The drive behind this one is the upgrade to the current on our offensive titans. So we want that drive. The drive that comes after that, which comes after confinement fusion reactor 7, can't be an upgrade. I'll have to do new builds for those.
Policy direction complete.
Oop. No, I don't want to federate China. Although apparently we're allowed to. Disband army, disband one of the ones that doesn't have a navy.
Mission complete.
Disband an army, disband one of the ones that doesn't have a navy.
Mission complete.
Disband an army, disband one of the ones that doesn't have a navy. The navy ones are arguably more expensive, but we may want them for, you know, traveling over oceans.
Mission complete.
Federate, Galifite. Orain, Nova Lantern. I think that was one of the earlier ones. Is that the fourth one? I've been the fourth one.
Ready for orders.
Want to keep destroying armies? Probably. Yeah, let's just assign all those guys that don't currently have a job to set national
Heading to
policy.
the capital.
So we can get through those
Standing
the
by
army
for
destruction really
orders.
quickly.
On my way to the capital.
I'm here. Heading to the capital.
I'm here. On my way to the capital.
Lending my expertise.
Containment breach. Lure to the airlock or make improvised armor. Make improvised armor. With no luck, stuff got destroyed. Yeah, got the bad of it. Okay, rebuild all. Not a super concern. Another bonus to economy in that state. Good to see.
We've moved the needle.
More mines coming online. Nice to see. Although I think that's the last of the mines. I think at this point we've got got 37 of 36 mines. So I think that's all my mines upgraded online.
Mission complete.
And again, here we are disbanding armies. All the ones with no navy. Oh, I miscounted. There's only 5 with no navy. Or, with no navy. Again, I think we're still... Or accidentally disbanded ones with the navy. One of that, 2 options. Yeah, we're going to disband ones with no navy. I might leave 6, I think is where we'll go to.
Policy direction complete.
Policy direction complete.
Policy direction complete.
Although I'm going to have to get EU more under control. We're freeing up investment points by destroying these armies, but the other factions have decided that we need to invest. Yeah, +1 from rest missions, moving towards a rest point, because the rest point right now is 5 instead of 0. Should move to fix both well, one of those is fixed by getting the cohesion up, which is what we're trying to do. Investments. Okay, the next one will be a little bit more interesting because we'll actually have some fighting going on. The fleet has in fact arrived. When this is refueled, we're going to use it to purge the Earth system of all that annoying resistance. We're going to go to the moon. We're going to purge the moon of all that annoying resistance, so on and so forth. And then probably when we're done with that, we'll probably have the drive that they'll upgrade to. We'll have to take a moment to upgrade them to new drives. So yeah, this is a good place, I think, to put a part break in. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll have another part up tomorrow. We're in that slow, well, not quite slow, in the slow grind to victory. We're in the sort of the final preparation phases. We're just getting the drive to push the ships. And we're about there with getting the drive to push the ships. I think we'll have enough nobles the moment we have that drive to get another 10 ships under construction. And then with those 10 ships done, we'll have 20 ships that'll be working their way out of the system. And within a couple years, we'll have more ships and more ships and more ships, and the ball's about to begin rolling towards an inevitable victory for us. And then here on Earth, we're just going to be expanding mega nations. So the first step here, right, is I'm going to stabilize the EU. Once the EU is stabilized, the funding from the EU is going to help us fix other places. In fact, the funding from the EU is already helping us fix other places because we're basically done with doing funding there, honestly. So it's mostly China that needs funding expansion. In fact, from an investment standpoint or investment farming, they close here. We'll put more funding in the China. There we go. And yeah, this is where we're going to put the power break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be a part of tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I can take a short break here to get up, stretch legs, drink about half my tea, and then we'll be back to record another one. We are going to record 3 more parts tonight. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and/or stream, and bye for now.